Scholars! Welcome back to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, recording late for your faces. I really shouldn't be up this late because I need to get ready for work in the morning. But anyways, we're doing this video for your beautiful faces. Just as a reminder, if you have not already checked it out, the takeover is here. That's right. The takeover is here. Pete Grossman is taken over. No Fs are given. If you're wanting, by the way, we had our first reaction replay podcast where we go over cheating and the whole allegations, and we pretty much just knock out the park all the lies, both, you know, whatever was said from me, but also just from a lot the scamming cheaters and the content creators that were just, you know, blowing shit out their ass. Anyways, we tackle the whole thing. All the truth from beginning to end is there. And at the end of the day, we got a shit ton of money, and we end up feasting on the brain dead incels of the some of the Destiny community. By the way, just to really rub it, you know, those scamming cheaters that were wanting me to pay them, I want you to know I've already used half the money to buy my cat a nice little shitter. That's right. You know, you get to eat shit, but my cat gets to have a nice little shitter that will clean up. By the way, if you would like, I can mail the shit to you so that way you can get $200 worth of shit, because that's how much it costs. I figured I'd try something new. You know, usually I wouldn't buy stuff like this, but I was like, hey, I just happen to have some extra money that I gained off of, you know, farming the incel degen losers of the Destiny community, just the small pocket, because there's some great people in the Destiny community. Just the people who know they are the ones that are seething, knowing that my cat probably has a nicer shitter than they do. But I have no problem sending you a pile of shit your way. So eat shit. Talking about eating shit, Destiny actually looks really good. Destiny Rising's actually popping off compared to Destiny, which is not. It's not looking good, Chief. It's not looking good. But yeah, Destiny Rising hits 10 million pre-registration milestone ahead of August 28th release, which we'll be playing. By the way, tomorrow I will be streaming we'll be covering over some drama and stuff like that, and streaming some Destiny 2 tomorrow, just to really piss the fuck off of people. Man, I'm going deep in it. Like I said, full sending the villain arc. Get fucked. That's all I gotta say. Get fucked. Anyways, Destiny Rising has crossed 10 million. That's insane. Yes, people are going to mention right off the rip, this is a mobile game, and mobile games are a lot more available than obviously buying a console or a PC. And yes, it's free. But considering how Destiny 2 is now, like they soft sunset 90% of the game, none of it really fucking matters. All that matters is the portal, which is also free. So I think that there's some disillusion that people think like, you know what, people would obviously would play mobile over, you know, Destiny 2. Ease of access does play a part, but also has to do with the fact that people still want to play Destiny, but they don't want to play the shit Bungie's cranking out. And I think that's very big. Destiny Rising, the upcoming mobile spinoff of Bungie's sci-fi shooter series, is getting closer to its big day. Developed by NetEase in collaboration with Bungie, the game, by the way, people think that they work for Bungie or this is a Bungie project. The collaboration is they've essentially have paid to be able to use the assets and the name and likeness of, you know, Destiny. Bungie probably has no fucking actual like say in this entire thing, and I don't, outside of what NetEase probably already paid up front. Like Bungie already got paid. Like this deal was made like way back in the day. So Bungie already got their money out of NetEase, but NetEase is about to probably make some fucking bank, and Bungie's going to be sitting there like, damn, if only we made a mobile game instead. Officially launches worldwide August 28th. Can't wait, because I will be live streaming it too. Over the past year, Players got an early taste through the closed alpha and closed beta, where the team tested new features like dual wielding, new light bearer characters, and new destinations. Now, just weeks before release, the game has reached a huge community milestone, and it means free loot for everyone who plays at launch. I didn't know this. Destiny Rising pre-registrations, that is enough gold. Campaign unlocked every single milestone. So the milestone is 20k glimmer, 5 silver leaves, 20 enhancement prisms, 10 bon voyage charms, which is part of their gotcha mechanic, and exotic ornament. I cannot be nearly as excited about this exotic ornament. I think the biggest thing, this is not a game that you give a shit about loot. This is about the characters themselves, which for me kind of kills a little bit of the joy, because Destiny is a looter shooter. This is just more of a shooter with characters that you invest in. It's less about the building, like there's build crafting obviously, but it's based on the character and not necessarily the guns. Like there's some randomness, but the fact that I feel like this game would have more going for it if it was truly random weapons and roll like loot. I could use a shotgun on anything, but it's only certain characters you can use certain guns on, and it feels less appealing in that regard to me. The gameplay itself is fun enough, and the characters are interesting enough for me that I'm excited, but I do feel like it would have a lot more punching power if you could just use whatever gun, right? The developers note that once the 5 million milestone rewards are unlocked, all milestones will be sent directly to players' in-game mailboxes as soon as they complete Chapter 101 after launch. Note, once the 5 million milestone rewards are successfully unlocked, you just repeated the same thing twice. Destiny Rising is also packing a bunch of features longtime Destiny fans have been asking for Bungie to add for years. The game is already sparrow racing, housing system, dual wielding weapons, and more. All things that have never made it into Destiny 2. But even with these fan favorite additions, there's one big drawback already raising eyebrows: the gotcha system. The gotcha monetization model could end up being a deal breaker for many core Destiny players. I mean, let's be honest. Destiny 2 is already becoming a gotcha game. Like with half the shit that they're doing, it's becoming a gotcha game. At least you could decide to engage with this versus Destiny is like they're just shoving all this shit and the quality of the game is going down the toilet. Yeah. Destiny Rising's official release is just around the corner, so it won't be long before we see all that comes together in the final game. I want to know like the real end game. I did not play like some of the real end game because I was like, it was a beta. I didn't want to invest so much time into the game to the point where I didn't want to waste my time. So I dabbled with it. So I'm excited to actually jump into it at its full release. Now, even more so, we've got a actual collab. Destiny Rising and Destiny 2 are collabing, where if you complete the Bear of Light event in Destiny Rising to earn an exclusive Destiny 2 emblem, because nothing says crack cocaine. Nothing says crack cocaine like emblems. It is insane that most games would do like a collab, like a skin or a gun or something. Destiny, it's an emblem. It's an emblem. Surprised they even doing this to draw more attention to it from D2 players. Destiny Rising coming out right now is actually pretty bad for Destiny 2. I can see a lot of players ditching D2 for what looks like a better game, even with the gacha. And I do think that is a huge thing. I think even with a gacha, it's still going to be a good game. I think the biggest problem, though, is going to be the lack of PC. Like, I feel like that is going to be the big thing that's going to be bad here. Okay. I'm curious to see how all this plays out with the launch of the actual so far so good Rising compared to D2's gaping problems right now. But God, I would like to be 500% more excited for this with a proper PC client instead of hunching over my phone with a PS4 controller. You can do it with a emulator, but I agree. Like, if this would probably be the easiest money bank that they can make if they made an actual PC port. It would be the easiest shit of their lives. Easy money. NetEase owns the Moo emulator, and the game has built-in mouse and keyboard support. Takes a few extra steps, but playing on PC is very much supported. What's with the random U's? Is that like in a different language that there's a U in support? Or did they just not know how support is spelled? Someone who isn't me should make a video. I feel like Rising needs to do well and can help Destiny, the main game, with funding. Loads of that will funnel into NetEase. I can't imagine it'll be life-changing for Bungie, even if it's a hit. Insane decision if that's the case. Yeah, like, people don't realize how collaborating or using other IPs, assets, and stuff works. Like, people think that NetEase is working with, like, handing over all the cash they make to Bungie. Like, that's not how that works. If it was made by Bungie in collaboration with NetEase, then yes. But NetEase literally is taking the IP and making their own game from it. If they release an official PC and console port of Rising, it's over for D2. Yeah, it's gotcha, but from what I saw in the beta, it's certainly not the worst I've seen from the games. Also, the amount of features it has that Destiny players have wanted for a long time being at launch. It reminds me of Destiny 1. If you like Destiny 1 and there's a lot of aspects of it that feels like it's not as evolved as Destiny 2, because obviously it's a mobile game, but it does feel like Destiny 1. And a lot of people have been wanting that magic of Destiny 1. They've wanted that feeling, that charm, that story, that environment. It all plays that part where it feels like it. Now, again, there's a whole side of that game that I have not touched, and it could change. But from what I played, it definitely felt like, a nod to Destiny 1 and less Destiny 2. Could be a good thing. Now, I'm going to pause the music. There is a trailer that I missed. It's like a minute, so we're just going to watch it. I have not seen this. I'm excited for it. We're just doing all the Destiny Rising news in one go and catching up, right? Okay, she's kind of a badass. I want her. God, she's hot. Wait, is she in the Dreadnought? God, she's so good. Do you think the Thrall care? I don't think they care. God, she's so cool. That's so badass. I just hate that she's locked into Memento Mori. I just hate that she's locked into a shotgun and dual wielding. And it's not like dual wielding SMGs, which would have been cool. I mean, even Wolf is really good. Like, Wolf is a really good character. Like, I enjoyed using Wolf. As a starter character, he's very strong, very fun, very enjoyable. I mean, Bungie has royalties off of Destiny Rising, so that may offset some extent any loss from D2 player base. And as long as those players still buy upcoming D2 expansions, even if based on what they've already paid the royalties, like, I'm not for sure. And I guess maybe it also depends on the deal. Like, I don't know, like how maybe there's a percentage of sales of royalties they get off of it, but is that going to be enough to help Bungie stay afloat? I'm curious. How much royalties do main games get from mobile games that are using those IPs? There's no standard royalty rate that main game intellectual property owners receive from mobile games. The amount varies widely based on the strength of IP and the specific license of the agreement, which can include a revenue share, a minimum guarantee, a combination of both. Strength of IP, highly recognized and sought after brands like Pokemon or Marvel demand higher percentage and larger minimum guarantees. Type of IP integration, negotiating power, development, revenue. We have revenue share. The IP owners receive a percentage of the mobile game's revenue, according to one source that can be from 20 to 40% for a big IP. For specific in-game IP purchases, shares can be 30 to 50%. Minimum guarantee. The IP owner receives a non-refundable upfront payment, which the mobile game developer can recoup from the game's revenue before paying additional royalties. This model protects the IP owner if the game is not successful. Tiered structure, the royalty percentage can increase if the mobile game hits specific revenue milestones to incentivize the IP owner to promote the game's success. Oh, okay. What kind of royalties? Let's just see if it knows. What kind of royalties does Destiny Rising pay? To Bungie. Well, the detailed royalty payment from NetEase for Bungie Rising are not public. It is known that the deal involved a significant upfront licensing fee. Here's what is publicly known about the agreement. Upfront licensing in 2018, Chinese mobile game giant NetEase invested $100 million in Bungie. This investment was later revealed to be a licensing deal for NetEase to develop a Destiny mobile game, which would become Destiny Rising. This $100 million is a large lump sum paid upfront for the rights to use the Destiny intellectual property. It is highly probable that Bungie and its parent company, Sony, also have a royalty agreement based on the game's revenue. Royalties terms in the gaming industry vary, but they often function as a percentage of a game's operating income, which is not net revenue minus specific expenses like marketing, distribution. Given the $100 million license fee, it is likely that royalties would kick in after NetEase recoups its development and licensing costs. Bungie's role. While NetEase handled development and publishing, Bungie has still had a hand in the project. They provided oversight and approved content to ensure the game remained consistent with the Destiny's franchise lore and feel. How much so, though? They provided oversight and approved content, but they themselves did not do it. They just had probably like, oh, that looks good. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Yeah. It's kind of like Godzilla. There's certain terms and conditions you have to do to meet in order to use Godzilla's likeness in your stuff when you're using the license. $100 million. By the way, in 2018, which means they got $100 million, and they still had the problems that they have, which is insane to even think about it. That they had $100 million and then they farted it out the window somehow. That's insane. Anyways, whatever royalties. So essentially, until they make up their $100 million, that's just also, we don't know the terms and conditions, but assuming that that is the basis, is that they have to recoup their losses, the $100 million. Do we think that this game will make $100 million? Do we think they'll make that money back? And will they make enough for Bungie to pull in royalties that then will also help them? Because you've got to think, first they've got to make $100 million, and then they've got to make even more for Bungie to even hope to like get revenue from it, like for royalties that even benefit them. Because if this game is getting pocket change, then Bungie's not getting shit all, right? I guess that's going to be the biggest experiment, is to see can Destiny itself, the name brand, carry still, even in a mobile game. Can they make back their money, and can Bungie profit off of lending out the IP? I think this will be a good case study, because if they do, there's a chance that maybe they lend it out to other companies, which could be good for us. If someone else wants to make like an offshoot Destiny game, maybe Bungie will lend that off to some other company and be like, hey, make this game and we'll pay us royalties. I mean, that would make the best business decision, is that if another company wanted to make a game off of Destiny, they pay the upfront fee, and then Bungie gets to milk royalties, and they don't really have to do shit all, right? Listen, make the money that you can make with doing is minimal effort, and it benefits the player because we get opportunity to play other Destiny games not made by Bungie. Anyways, that's just my check-in. I will be doing some live streaming this week. Definitely will be live streaming Destiny Rising. We'll do some Destiny 2. There's just not a lot going on in Destiny 2. Heavy Metal's coming up, and I'll check that out. But like outside of heavy metal. Like I personally just can't. I don't even know if I'll do heavy metal because it's just that pointless unless it's dropping tier 5 loot, in which case, neat, right? That or the portal is tier 5 loot for this for the event. I think we have like another week or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, I'll see you in the next one.